Hello, everyone. I'm Steve. Thanks for joining in. If you're a new financial advisor, maybe fresh out of school or just starting your second career, or maybe third, you probably already know this. Product knowledge alone doesn't build a thriving practice. I learned that when I became a retirement planning specialist. All of the effort was put in product knowledge compliance. Of course, I get that. And it seemed like every meeting we had, a mutual fund representative bought breakfast or lunch and talked about their products, or we talked about comprehensive financial plans and how to do those, which is important. But most training programs double down on that. In fact, is 90% of new advisors, 92% of my training class of 15 people failed, mostly in their first year or two, some in their third year and beyond. I think there's still just two of us still standing, not because they're not smart or that they weren't motivated, but because they never built a strong enough belief system. Their focus wasn't maybe quite as clear. Their resilience had some gaps in it. It's the mental side of success in this world. So today, I want to give you a 20-minute crash course that could change your trajectory based on a powerful idea called the success triangle. It's how top advisors build a business and a mindset strong enough to thrive. So struggle and strive and then thrive, they say. So let me ask, if you're already thinking, hey, I want to go deeper than that, Steve, I'll let you know. I run a coaching program called the Accelerator, the Financial Advisor Accelerator, just for new advisors in the first 3 years. There's a link below for a free strategy call, but first, let's dive in. You're welcome to ask for that call anytime. So I think that, I guess the best way to start would be to think about a triangle. This triangle, three-sided, changed everything for me and probably for thousands of new advisors. So number one, what do you do? What's your behavior hourly, daily? What do you do? You can't control whether somebody says yes to move forward with you or meet with you or to have a discovery call. You can't really control that. But what you can control is what you do, how you approach it. And that's number one. Number two is really mindset. What kind of an attitude? What do you really believe? And then number three, part of the triangle is technique, how you do it. Technique is also style and tone, and how you approach, how you build trust. It's a big part of that. Now, here's the secret, okay? Most advisors overinvest in technique. You know what I mean? Scripts, product information, presentations, but they ignore the mindset and the behavior, the actions they're taking systematically without fault. No exceptions. And that's why they fail. Now, there are exceptions, I'm sure, but which one of these three is your strength? Do you know? Why don't you drop it in the comments below? Let's start with behavior, the things we do, the action we take. These are your daily habits, your commitments, the things that there are no exceptions to. It could be that hour that you block out every Tuesday morning to reach out to new people, your plan. And is it flexible or is it somewhat strategic and disciplined? So if you're waking up hoping for a good day or hoping for a return call or hoping that someone that's been ghosting you will start to show up, you're already in trouble. In our accelerator program, we teach you to focus on leading indicators, calls made, conversations, you already know, introductions asked for, not just results. We've got to focus on what gets us there, and you already know that. Here's a thought challenge while we're talking about this, okay? Are your behaviors today, the actions you're taking, systematic, structured disciplines, are they consistent with the success you want, say, in 3 months, at the end of the quarter, or 6 months, or those time periods that you have to meet certain targets? And are those strong enough? Are they disciplined enough? Are they effective enough? Or what's missing? So take 30 seconds, if you will, right now, and write down 3 behaviors that, if done consistently, would change everything for you. 3 behaviors, 3 actions that sometimes you miss or skip, or maybe you just don't have them quite buttoned down enough quite yet. I'll give you 30 seconds. I know what mine were when I was first starting. It was always finding something else to do, something more fun, something that I thought I was better at than reaching out to new people or networking, which I never really liked. So here's something to think about. You've already got some of these, but build them in bite-sized pieces so they're not so hard, like one miracle at a time. Like start 3 new conversations today and don't do anything else until you get those 3. Or block out your calendar with no interruptions, none, unless it's a family emergency. A friend wanting to have lunch? Nope. If somebody wants to stop in your office and chit chat about the ballgame? Nope. And then ask for, let's say, just one referral every appointment. So let's say you had 10 appointments last month. That's 10 asks. Let's say you did that every month, times 12, 10 times 12. That's 120 asks. It builds up, doesn't it? Strategic, disciplined. And here's what I would do. I know some of your offices are already doing this. Block 90 minutes a day for prospecting, at least 3 days if you're starting to get busy. And those days, those 90 minutes have to stand no matter what. It's like oxygen. It's your lifeblood. It really is, isn't it? So when we don't reach out, then we have a slow period in a month or two, and then things build up, and then we don't reach out, and then you know about this wave action. Now let's talk about mindset for a minute. It's really the secret sauce. This is your belief, your grit your teeth belief in yourself and what you do. And it's not about selling. Let's reframe it. Let's talk about helping people, helping families, changing their trajectory. The stories you tell yourself on hard days, what's your resilience? Is there enough grit there when the rejection hits, and it will, where there's a decline or a cancellation or some ghosting, or nobody's picking up, nobody's returning calls, or people aren't doing what they said they were going to do? See, these stories you tell yourself on hard days is that I'm not any good at this, or I think I made a mistake choosing this career, or that's when you start to look at the help wanted. I did that too, but I knew better. I knew I could do it. When I looked around my office, I knew I could do it better than some of those folks. That's not to be judgmental. Well, yeah, I think it was, Steve, a little bit judgmental, but I knew I just had to hang on. The stories you tell yourself on the hard days, when the rejection hits, when clients ghost you, when you question if you belong. And you do. You've made it a long way. You were chosen, you were recruited, you were selected, you were trained, you studied, you've got the certifications and the licenses, and that's not for everyone, right? It's not easy. You're there. You're on your way, at least. You've got all the tools. So here's a quick exercise. So finish this sentence for me, if you would. I'm the kind of person who, fill in the blank. I'm the kind of person who gets back up fast, might be one answer. Here, fill it in with strengths, like I get back up fast, or I'm the kind of person that doesn't avoid hard conversations, or I'm the kind of person that shows up even when it's hard and keeps showing up. And I'm the person that doesn't quit. Fill it in however you want to. Okay? Go ahead and do it, okay? Now, this is the core of what we build inside the Financial Advisor Accelerator, not just skills, but identity, the person who wins, the person who succeeds, the person who has focus, determination, resilience, is not afraid to ask for help, and keeps getting better, a little bit better every day, and knows that there's a little light at the end of the tunnel. If this is hitting home, click the link below and schedule a free 20-minute strategy call. It's fun, it's friendly, and there's a possibility that it'll help you talk about where you are, where you're going, what's getting in your way, what are the fears, the considerations, the roadblocks, and more important, how we know to fix those. We'll share those with you. So last but not least is the technique, the things we've learned, maybe those opening scripts, or how to handle objections, and what to say when. The thing I've learned after some 30 years or more is that you're never going to have the exact perfect words. So it's okay to have talking points, but scripts don't really do it. For one thing, they're not authentic, and they may not even sound like you. But it's okay to use them as a starting point, as a talking point, as a momentum, or something to keep your mind from wandering. We don't want our advisors to wing it. Most of us wing it. Most of us aren't good enough to wing it. I've been doing this a long time. I'm much better when I don't try to wing it when I think I'm better. And I realized I should not have done that. No more winging it. You need to learn how to have a great discovery conversation, how to ask questions that build trust, how to display that you're reliable. And it's the questions you ask that display your competence, not that you know how to do a plan, not that you know beta, not that you know all about risk tolerance and balance and rebalance and dollar cost averaging, some of those simple things. Everybody knows those, and your competition is saying the same stuff. So, how do you explain your value without sounding like everybody else? How do you differentiate yourself? No salesy stuff, just authentic curiosity to understand your prospective clients' fears, considerations, roadblocks, worries. They're skeptical, more skeptical today than ever before, probably ever in history. Your buyers or your investors, your savers are skeptical. They're also more knowledgeable than they've ever been before. And they're wondering what? What are they wondering? They're wondering if they even need you. So let's think about, here's a twist. The technique only works if your attitude, your mindset, your behavior, and your belief system is all aligned. Authentic curiosity is something we teach almost every day. So if you don't believe in yourself or you're not doing the right work, even the best technique will fall flat. So here's a little drill. Let's reframe the idea of selling. Instead of thinking, I need to convince this person to work with me because I'm so good, I'm so smart, I'm so nice, I'm so charming, I'm so trustworthy, I'm so bright. And I agree, you are all of those things. I know I am, right? So try this. You can try this today. I need to understand this person. I need to know them well enough to know if I can help. I need to know well enough if they want help and need help and ask the right questions to find out. So another shameless plug. In the accelerator, we teach a system built on permission-based questions. Do you mind if I ask, what's your biggest worry or what's your biggest concern about retirement? Ask permission-based questions. Trust, deep listening. That's how modern investors respond. And that's how you differentiate yourself. So let's kind of bring this full circle. If you feel a little bit stuck, it's not because you don't know enough. It isn't. It's because you haven't built the success triangle deep enough into your life, into your work. So, behavior, the actions you take, that's number one. You need structure and you need accountability there. We'll show you how. Number two is mindset, or you might call it attitude. You need belief and mental toughness and a cup of courage thrown in, a little bit of courage every day. We'll talk about courage. And number three is technique. You need skills that match today's skeptical buyer so that you display your competence, not confidence, although that travels with it, competence. You'll control the climate of your initial calls, your reach outs and your discovery calls. You'll control the climate. The thermostat on the wall, or you control the climate in the room. You'll control the climate in your calls with the questions you ask. So this triangle idea is your new GPS. Which of the three is your weakest point? And what is the weakest of those three, would you say? You go ahead and say it out loud. Mine's discipline, the discipline of the behaviors. I'll always find something else to do rather than what's the most urgent. So then do something about that. You can start there. Okay. You made it to the end. That says something about you. You don't need another product training, probably. You need a GPS, a roadmap, a step-by-step proven plan, a process that you can follow every day. And it wouldn't hurt to have a coach in your corner. That's self-serving, isn't it? That's what we build inside the Financial Advisor Accelerator, a program designed for smart, motivated, early career advisors, maybe in your first career or second, or maybe you're bouncing back from a setback and it's your third career. If you're tired of winging it and ready to take the next step for discipline and resilience, some technique, a step-by-step process, then click the link below and book your free strategy call. And there's no pressure, no pitch. It's just fun, about 20 minutes to see if this is your time to turn the corner now and to step up above and to differentiate yourself from all the other advisors. Somebody said in one of my classes the other day, there's an advisor on every corner, Steve. So let's build your practice with some discipline, with some focus, with some determination, and a ton of resilience and enough courage to make sure you make it one step at a time. Thanks. See you next time.